Okay, this is lesson 23 in Algebra 1, equivalent equations and the additive property of equality. So I thought I'd change it up a little bit, give you a green screen instead of a black one. Alright, so one of the things that's important to understand, and you learned this in pre-algebra, that whenever you add the same quantity to both sides of an equation, the resulting equation will be an equivalent equation to the original one. So, in other words, if I have an equation like this, and I add a 3 to this side, and I add a 3 to this side, the equation is still equivalent, as long as I do the same thing. If I subtract the same number from both sides, I have not changed the value or the equality of the equation. So if I do this, negative 3 plus 3 is 0, so I get x equals 15. So if I plug 15 in here, I get 15 minus 3 is 12, and that equals that 12. So it does work. Both sides of the equation are equal. So it doesn't matter what number it is, as long as I add the same number to both sides of the equation or subtract the same number from both sides of the equation, then they're still equal. So if I have that, and I say that equals negative 3/8, and I want to try to get the x by itself over here, so the way I get the x by itself is I get rid of what's added to it. So if I want to get rid of what's added to it, I subtract it from here, but I also have to subtract it from there. So that one goes away, and this becomes negative 3/8 minus 1/4. And now before I can do this, I've got to find common denominators. So what number in the denominator place is common to both 8 and 4? Well, this is 8 goes into 8 once, 4 goes into 8 twice. So if I multiply this 4 by 2, I get an 8, but I have to multiply the numerator. So now I get negative 3/8 minus 2 over 8. That kind of looks like an X, doesn't it? So now, if you remember right, we can change that to a plus, that to a minus. Signs are the same. We add them up, put the sign on there, don't do anything to the denominator, and we've got negative 5/8 for our answer. Okay, let's go ahead and do one more. And this will be example 23.3. Come on. Alright, 23.3 says we have k, and we're going to add 2 1/3 to the k. And whatever k is, when we add 2 1/3 to it, we're going to get 2 over 9. Alright, so first thing I want to do, and the book doesn't do it this way, but I like to do it that way. I don't like working with mixed numbers, so I make it into an improper fraction. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And that equals 2 over 9. Then I subtract 7/3 from both sides, and those go away. So k equals 2 over 9 minus 7 over 3. So now I have to find common denominators before I subtract. So 9 goes into 9 once, 3 goes into 9 3 times. So I multiply it by 3, multiply the top by 3. So I have 2/9 minus 21 over 9. So I'm going to make that a plus, that a minus, put in parentheses. Now I'm going to take the difference between my 2 and my 21, which in this case is 19, sign of the largest on the answer, and nothing happens to the denominator, and I'm done at this point. So that's pretty much all they're expecting out of lesson number 23.